Hey everyone, I'm going to be doing just a quick video. I want to express some things. So, I have a coaching on my platform for people who are needing help in order to be able to live the life that they're wanting to. I'm trying to change the world one mindset at a time by incorporating my testimonies and the things that I have gone through. So, for those of you who don't know, I have had a life where I was addicted to money, addicted to attention, addicted to whatever it took to get that money and attention, and just the overall addicted to being addicted. You know, I would do things like me dancing in the club happened because I was addicted to the money that I knew I was going to be able to make and the money that I did make. I was addicted to attention so much that I would allow myself to be in toxic relationships because they were going to be able to provide me with the attention that I was looking for. And not to say that I knew I was getting into toxic relationships. It's just now that I can look back on them, I can say, well, I was in a toxic relationship because I didn't know myself. I didn't know what I wanted. Therefore, I could not get in a healthy relationship. And that's not to put the blame on the guys that I dated, even though, of course, things happened. But due to me allowing myself to be addicted to those addictions, it allowed me to fail at life, in my opinion. I could have been doing all of the things that I'm doing and all of the things I'm accomplishing a long time ago. And of course, I don't look at it as, well, I was a complete failure. I look at it as those were tests and testimonies that I went through in order to get to where I'm at. I don't regret the things that I've gone through because it was a part of my journey. It was a part of me just living the life that I felt was necessary to live. Of course, if I could change things, I would, but that's not to say that I am in full regret of the things that I went through. I went through a lot of different things, and it made me the queen that I am today. It made me to understand life a lot better, and it allowed me to have a better insight on things. I used to be a judgmental, selfish bitch. I will be 1000% honest with that. I used to be selfish with it when it came to my family, when it came to my friends, when it came to my relationships, when it came to anything that wasn't revolving around me. And to look back on that and to see the things that I went through because of myself, allowing myself to go through those things, it made me want to change. It made me want to figure out how to get off the cycle of doing the same things. So therefore, I had to change my thinking. I had to change my mindset. I had to take a big reset and several seats back, because if I didn't, I would not be who I am today. I suffered from depression. I've been shot at. I've had a gun pulled to my head. I've been sexually assaulted multiple times. And at the end of the day, none of it had the ability to kill me. Therefore, I know that there's life to live. I know there is a better way of doing things and to feel accomplished within myself. I first and foremost had to forgive myself for allowing myself to go through the situations that I went through. And then on top of that, I had to forgive the people that did things to me due to the fact that I allowed myself to go through it. And a lot of people won't understand that. But when you're on the journey of forgiveness, you have to first and foremost forgive yourself. Because if you forget that you have to forgive yourself, then you're still going to be a little bit stuck. So I had to first and foremost forgive myself. Then I had to forgive the people that did things to me and the situations I allowed myself to be in. There's things that I went through that if I thought about it at that point in time, I probably wouldn't have been in those situations. And when I was writing my book, I was actually able to see, girl, you was stupid. Like, I can say that to myself. Y'all can't say it. But I can definitely say it to myself. I used to judge people, and that's not right. It's not my place to judge anybody. I was selfish in the fact of my siblings, me being the oldest and not recognizing that I was a born leader and not doing the things that I needed to do in order to be successful early on really could have changed the way that things occurred in our lives. So I don't think that anything was a mistake. I don't think that I went through anything due to a mistake. God don't make no mistakes. And I definitely have been deterred from going to places that ended up, being something that I definitely wouldn't have wanted to be in or things of that nature. But I have also placed myself in places where they were not healthy and they were life threatening. So I say all that because I want people to understand that you have to have growth. You have to be willing to grow. If you grow in life, then you're able to grow in your future. And it's important to know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do, because that's on the journey of loving yourself. When you're on the journey of loving yourself, you have to realize that you have to be selfish to yourself. You have to take yourself out on dates. You have to do things for yourself. You have to buy things for yourself. Whatever that it's going to take in order to make yourself feel loved, because we all have different qualities and all different things that it will take to make us feel love. Then you have to do those things for yourself. And you have to do it for yourself before you can expect for anybody else to do it. We all have this expectation that, people should know what to do and how to move. And, that's not realistic. It's really not. If you don't know how to love yourself, nobody else will be able to love you. If you don't love yourself, you don't have the ability to have the knowledge of how you want to be loved and what it's going to take for you to be loved. Therefore, it's like an ongoing cycle of, some people think that if you're being selfish and you don't take that time out for yourself, that you're being selfish to everybody else. You're really actually being selfish if you're not selfish enough to be selfish with yourself. If you're not able to take that time with yourself to love yourself, to enjoy yourself in order to know yourself properly, then you definitely are doing a disservice to yourself and all those around you. Nobody is going to be able to love you the way that you are needing to be loved until you love yourself and until you know how you want to be loved. So therefore, you have to take that time. And if you're in a relationship already and you're married and all that kind of stuff, congratulations. But at the same time, if you are not fully happy and you're not fully loving yourself and you feel like you're lacking in some area, you need to take that time in order to figure out what it is, in order for it to be a place where you're able to overcome, so that you can be happy in those relationships, so you can be happy within your marriage. I always promote I love me some me, because I was at a depressed place in my life where I didn't love myself properly. I thought about suicide. I thought about, what life would be for my kids if I was to actually just in my life. I have had those thoughts, but at the end of the day, I rebuke that. I rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus. I rebuke suicide. But I know people go through things and they have people that are judging them for the things that they're going through. And they have people telling them what they should and should not do, and making the thoughts that are already in their head make it seem like it's even worse, And everybody's not open to telling everybody what they're going through. For a long time, nobody knew that I wanted to kill myself. It wasn't like I was gonna tell somebody, hey, I wanted to kill, because I was in the state of mind of that's what I wanted to do. It wasn't something that I wanted to get permission for. It wasn't something that I needed anybody to tell me that I can go through with. It wasn't nothing like that. It was that I was suffering in a place and didn't know how to tell anybody. I didn't know how to speak on it or to say, I'm going through this and people actually take me seriously. I could tell people, I was going through postpartum depression and things aren't right, but my family is like, well, she's strong. She gets through a lot of things, and, she'll get through this too. Not knowing that I was suffering more than what I was saying because I wasn't willing to say all of what I was going through. And for those people that are suffering and going through things that don't know how to talk to anybody and don't want to talk to the people that they're close to and don't want to tell people because you're afraid of what they may say and their reactions and all those things, please do not hesitate to make an appointment with me. I don't mind talking to people or just listening if you just need somebody to listen to. I have that ability to do that, and I'm so willing to do it because life is precious. I am one of those people that have seen so many lives lost and so many lives taken, and I've seen people that have committed suicide. So I take it seriously. I made it into my business to be my business, to make sure that people are changing their business within their journey and their mindsets. That's why I'm trying to change one mindset at a time, because if I'm speaking to that person, I'm speaking to that person and that person only. If they don't want anybody else to know, then they don't need to know. I'm not one of those people that, me and you are having a conversation, but I need to go tell somebody else. That's inappropriate. And I definitely have a contract to let you know that you are safe and secure with your thoughts and with what you need to say and how you need to say it in whatever fashion or way. So I want people to understand that you have to stop being judgmental. You have to stop being that voice of negativity. You cannot walk around speaking in a negative way and not think that it may affect somebody. You can say anything to somebody and not know what they're going through, and they may just take their lives. It's just that serious. If you speak positive things, if you say positive things, if you move in a positive way, I applaud you, because I definitely do that as well, and make sure that whatever situation I'm going through, regardless of what it is, that I make sure it's a positive thought instead of a negative thought, because I've thought negatively. I've thought, and spoke negatively. I've spoken things out and said, this is going to happen, and it was a negative speaking, and it happened. I used to say that if I ever had kids, I wanted to either be a happily ever after or raising them on my own. I'm raising them on my own. Another example, I used to say when I would get pulled over, I'm going to get pulled over and I'm going to jail. And I would go to jail. Like now I'm saying I am empowered. I am motivated. I am inspired and inspiring. I am a queen. I am a child of God. It is what I am. I am speaking it out, because if I speak it out into existence, it's existing. So if you speak out negative things into existence, it will exist. I don't care what anybody says or what they feel or what they think about that, but I am speaking from experience. So just be careful with the things that you're saying, the things that you're posting, the things that you are reflecting on, and those that are around you. Because if you have a slight thought of depression or a slight thought of, something negative may happen, and you put it out there, it is able to happen. So, I did my post of my CBD, my smokable CBD, and I was getting some positive feedback, and then I was also getting some negative feedback. But what I wanted it to be was a teachable moment, which it ended up being a teachable moment, because I know some people are judgmental, and I get it. I post 99% of the things that I post are positive. And that wasn't even in my mind a negative thing. It wasn't like I was trying to post something to say, everybody should smoke. That's not what I was saying. I was definitely saying that there is CBD that is coming to Life Changes with Style, and it'll be available not only in the teas and the coffees and the oils and the toothpaste and all of the things that you are able to ingest, but also in the smokables as well, because people do smoke, and people are always trying to get off of smoking cigarettes or getting off of what they're trying to leave alone. and they're like, I can't figure out how to do it without taking one of these things that are on commercials late night or in the daytime saying, if you take this, you may die. That type of stuff. So I want to promote the things that are good and for us and are supposed to be within us. So I want people to understand that I could have took those negative feedbacks as something that could have completely made me pop off. I could have taken those negative feedbacks, those negative posts, those negative comments, those negative messages, and said, you know, just popped off, just went off. I could have did that. I could have been still in a depressed mind state and just did something completely bad. But I've done the work on myself, so I definitely laughed it off. I took those things as something that was teachable and put it out there what it really is and how it's able to be used and all of the facts about it. And I want people to think that way. Think about what you think is a negative situation and make it into a positive, or think about what it could be or why you're in that position in order to make it positive, because we're all in a position where you may want to change certain things. I'm not at the top of where I'm going to be at, so therefore I still am changing things. I'm still moving and working on different things, but I want people to really be conscious enough to know that what you speak out and what you say to people may affect people. Everybody's not at the mindset and the mind state where they're like, okay, well, I'm not going to take what they said and make it something negative. People end up going to get guns and shooting people because they said something negative. You just never know. So instead of speaking out negative things, speak positive. Speak out the things that you are. I am this. I am. And what is that? Okay, so that can actually happen. Speak what you want your future to be, so that it's spoken into existence. It's spoken into something that you're able to actually accomplish. And don't say anything like, well, I want to own my own business, but I know I don't have the money for it. I know, don't say that. Say that I want to own my own business and I know I'm going to have the funds in order to own my own business. Do not knock yourself down or take yourself out before you even had a chance to even move forward. And also, don't knock somebody else for what they are wanting to do in order to move forward. It's not really nobody's place to be judging nobody. We are not God. We don't know everything that everybody's been through. There's not one person that I can think of in my mind or anything that can say this person was with me throughout it all, everything. If there is somebody, awesome. I've never met that person, and it definitely ain't me. I've been through things where I have not been speaking to family members, not speaking to friends, not speaking to anybody. There's nobody that's been in my life that can say they've been through everything I've been through, but there are plenty of people that have been through certain things that I've gone through. So therefore, don't take it upon yourself to be negative and to throw something out there that's negative that can ultimately happen. Speak positive. Know that laws of attraction actually happen. Speak things into existence that are positive, because we have enough negativity going on in the country, in the world. There's enough negative things that's happening and things that will be tested in. And that's another thing. When you are going through something, don't say, oh, here goes the enemy trying to knock me down. That may actually be God testing you to see if you can get through that situation in order to move forward to get to where he's got you going. Stop saying that it's something negative. It just may be, but instead speak it into something like, I'm going to get through this regardless. You know what I mean? Stop speaking things that are negative, because I just do not like that kind of stuff. And all negativity, all trickeration, all those things can scoop through. Like, it's not necessary. Period. Poo. It's not. So hopefully everybody will start thinking before they speak. People will start speaking more positively and enjoy this holiday season. Like, there are so many people that wish that they were where you are at. There's so many people that wish that they were out able to watch these videos and able to, make comments and be with their family and their loved ones for the holidays, and are not able to. So enjoy each and every day that you have. Speak positively. Know that these things are able to come out in existence, and just enjoy life. Keep going, keep growing, keep glowing. Don't let nobody tell you what to do whatsoever. Check out my website, lifechangeswithstyle.com. I definitely have some new things that are on there. So check it out and see what you like. And for those that are needing some help or know somebody that's needing some help, definitely give them my website so that they can make a virtual consultation so we can actually talk about these things and get you on the right track to living your best life. Live your best life, okay? All right, y'all. Have a good one.